up with a sentence and then a visual for it. So this is the whole building background knowledge. Let's work on that. How we did the prep work. We visualized we envisioned what the lesson was going to look like. We did the prep work before that. So then now we have to give our students some opportunity to connect that to prior knowledge. So you guys connected to prior knowledge based on the tasks that you were given. Okay. So I deliberately picked something that's not content-based. It's kind of just human-based and human experience, so that we won't have that problem. So what we're going to be doing is I want to continue on with this background knowledge thing, okay? And what I'm having you guys do is I made some of these cards. Well, actually, Mr. Morales, Cesar Morales made these cards. So then, you know, sometimes you kind of have to just give things away and let somebody take control and somebody else do it. And so I'm really kind of particular, OCD-ish sometimes, and that's not a good thing. Sometimes it's crazy. So I asked him, hey, you do the pictures? And he's like, okay, I'll do the pictures. And I go put them on different colored backgrounds and then do the thing. All right. And then, so he had his daughters do it. I thought, great job. Okay, so this is what's going on. So what are we going to do with this? Everyone, I don't know if you've played it or not, but the whole idea of, what's that called with the kids when they put the card up on the head? Headbands. Have you guys played that? If you have children, you've played it. I have a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old. I have to play with them. So I said that like in a bad thing. But this is one of them. And so we're going to, again, continue on with that building background knowledge. So what are you going to do? How does this work? The same concept. The kids are working on their vocabulary when they're playing with that game. You're going to put it up. And usually it would be like a fairly bigger group. Some people it's small. But so you guys are going to play together. Okay? Or maybe you could join them for this. But basically, you put it up, and the person's then trying to give you clues about what that word or what that image or what it is, and the person then is trying to guess what that word is. So both, as far as the kids go in the classroom, how would this work? Well, I know that seems silly with this maybe, but when you think about the content, how would I do this in my actual content area? Well, if I'm working with genetics, for example, with my students, I could have an image of a DNA molecule, right? Then the kids actually can't say DNA molecule and they can't say DNA. So they would have to say, okay, it's genetic information found in the nucleus. Okay, it's a double helix. So then the kids who are working with them are actually working on that vocabulary. Okay. And the kid who's stuck with the word on it is then having to go through that and say, is that RNA? Is that a nucleic acid? Is that a fat? What is that? Oh, that's DNA. Okay, so that's the content. That's what it would actually look like in your content area. Okay, so this is something, again, that's not like drudgery. You're not like drudgery. You're not sitting there and let's write the definition, everyone. Okay, yes. Now, how can we play with the words? That's one of the big things with Marzano is now we have to be able to play with those words and have interaction. The kids are, one, speaking, because they're not going to do it naturally, right? They're going to talk about the weekend and social language, but they're not going to use academic words. So we have to kind of manipulate the situation so that we're forcing them to do it, okay? And it's a safe environment. So one, the kids are all using the vocabulary, and two, the kids trying to figure it out. And it's a different routine, a different approach, okay? So we're going to be doing a couple of, you're going to go through it until you go through the words that you have in your baggie. So I don't want to see this. One person doing all the guessing, okay? Because then what happens? That one person is doing a great job at being quizzed, okay? And not everybody else is getting the opportunity. So how can we make this so that everyone's accountable? You're going to have to take turns, okay? So one time it's going to be on my forehead, and then the next time it's going to be on the next group member, and then the next group member, and then the next group member. Everyone's getting the practice of, one, trying to come up with the word, and two, trying to define the word. That's basically what they're doing, defining. Okay? So questions? No? Are you guys giving me funny looks? No? Are you guys twitching? Has anybody? It's kind of, I'm dating myself when I talk about like Ferris Bueller. I know it's an old movie and nobody's like, but there's this one part, you know, when he's saying Bueller in the classroom, and there's this one girl looking at him and her eyes like twitching, like she's like she wishes the teacher's exploding like in her imagination. My kids give me that look sometimes. Please don't give me that look. Here you go. What are you guys doing? Science. Here you go. Here you go. You're doing marathons? You're doing marathon? Oh, you're going to work together because it's small? Right. They booked. Here you go. Here are yours. Good luck with those. Because I don't know this. Okay? So, how would this go in my classroom? In my classroom, I'd probably put some music on. And I'd probably put a timer on. Okay? Put a little background music on. If you want to, that'd be awesome because then it's a little, you know, music's always good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. No pressure. Yeah, let's start. Yeah, go ahead.